This is the second film about working with parents, and we're going to cover visiting the setting. So the parent probably has arrived to your setting because they have heard from a current customer or from your marketing. And before doing the visit, we really need to think about what you want to gain from it. Obviously, the parent has their own agenda. So the relationship begins as the parent fills out the form or calls for a show round. So how these are handled are really important. We know the parent comes with a list of things that they want to find out about. And it's very important, instead of just getting on the bandwagon and saying all the things that you think are important, that you actually listen to the parent's anxieties. Listen for what the parent is worried about, what they're looking for, what they need. Now, in my nurseries, the anxieties revolve around the opening hours, the settling in process, and if we've ever had children that haven't settled. Try to answer their questions by using real life examples of other parents who've been worried. For example, one parent stayed for a whole term settling her child in. She sat in the corner ending up doing her knitting. But that was important that the parent was able to do that. And I'll come on to that. We'll come on to that in another video about settling in. Try to answer their questions fully as you can, because research has shown that the happier the parent, the happier the child is going to be in the longer term. It is about relationship building. So when you're organising the show round, think about who is the best person to do it and try to limit the number of people that are doing the show round, because there's going to be lots of people, aren't there? And for the parent, it must be quite daunting on who they've seen and who they've talked to and who said this and who said that. It's quite a nice idea if it could be somebody who they're going to have direct contact with when the child is settling in. Personally, I'd advocate that the rest of the team just continue what they're doing so the parent sees what would normally be going on. In our nurseries, we had an administrator who would greet and help introduce the parent, because they're generally the person that had spoken to them on the phone, to the person that were going to show them round, and then they would say goodbye to the parent as they left. And I would advocate that somebody extra who's not in normal ratios is organised, so that parents have somebody's undivided attention. After all, this is you showcasing your setting, and you want this parent to feel confident and build that initial relationship. It's a bit like settling a child in well. We have to get it right from the beginning. Now I'm going to cover the actual settling in the next video. In the meantime, you might like to know that there's a full webinar about working with parents that covers these things in more depth. These little films just give you some thoughts. And I hope that I've given you something that you can think about to improve the way you do your visits.